Do you want to improve, get a stronger deadlift, grow your muscles, and have less pain? Then make sure you don't do these 8 big deadlift mistakes. Make sure you listen to all of them, because one mistake could wreck your whole deadlift. Number 1, let's start from the bottom up. Where to place your feet. You don't want to place your feet too wide. So the wider I go, the wider I have to put my hand grip. And the wider I have to go, the lower I have to get down to the deadlift, which is going to make it harder for me to do a deadlift. You want to place your feet where you're going to produce the most power. This is going to vary from person to person. If you were going to jump as high as you can, where do you place your feet? For me, it's directly underneath my hips. This is where I produce the most power. So this is where I'm going to place my feet for the deadlift. 2 is where to place your hands. You don't want to have your hands too close because that will push my knees in, and my hands will have to go around my kneecaps. And you also don't want to go too wide because then you have to work harder and bend lower to the ground before you do your deadlift. You want your arm length to be as long as possible. So this is going to be pretty much directly down from your shoulders. So bend down, grab the bar from here, just outside your knees so your knees aren't caving in, and then we can lift. Boom. Number 3, never jerk the bar when you're doing a deadlift. You want to create tension before you do your deadlift. Can you hear the sound? You should hear that sound each time you do a deadlift. This means you're taking the slack out of the bar and you've created tension before you started your lift. So when I go down and sink and then get tension on, it's taking the slack out of the bar and it's creating that clicking sound, and then I can lift. If you jerk the bar, your body isn't tight and stable. You could also tear your bicep muscle. If you are jerking, you are asking for trouble. If you want to get a stronger deadlift and be more pain-free, make sure you like and don't forget to subscribe. Number 4, you're starting with the bar too far away from your body. If the bar is far away from my body and I do a lift, this is putting more tension on my back and it's making the movement harder. You want the bar to travel in a straight line. So if I finish here, then the bar should start here too. Usually the bar should be about halfway over your feet before you do your deadlift. Now there's less pressure in my back. The bar will travel in a straight line. Drive, hips in. Number 5, your shoulders are too far over the bar and your weight is too forward. And this is going to put more pressure on my back and I have to lean back and pull with my back to get the weight up. You want to set your hips back slightly so my chest is up higher and my shoulders are just over the bar. Shifting my weight back is allowing me to use my legs more. We want to use your big leg muscles when you do your deadlift. So shift it back, chest up slightly more, drive, hips in. Number 6, some people will take that 5th tip too far, sink too low into a deadlift, and then they do a squat and then lift. The deadlift is not a squatting pattern. It's a hinge at the hips. Push that butt back as far as you can, hinge down, grab the bar, then drive with your legs and hips in. Number 7, you sink down into the deadlift position and then you go to drive, but your hips shoot up first and then you pull with your back. You're losing all that leg drive when you let your hips shoot up like this and putting all the pressure on your lower back. You want everything to rise at the same time. Your chest and hips come up at the same time. Set, drive, rise, thrust in. As soon as that bar gets past your knees, you just thrust your hips in as hard as you can. The last and maybe the crucial one is you're rounding your lower back and you're lifting with your spine. You want to keep the spine neutral throughout your lift, especially your lower spine. A little bit in the upper back is okay if it maintains that position throughout the whole lift. So this will be a good lift, neutral spine, drive, hips in, and this will be a poor deadlift. Rounding my lower back and then going and lifting with my spine. Once again, you're asking for trouble and an injury. So now you know the biggest common mistakes and you can fix your form. If you still need help with your deadlift, make sure you watch the 3 key rules before you do your deadlift in this video below.